You're watching Dark Terror Files, where the stories aren't just told, they linger. Where are you listening from? Alone in your room? Driving through the dark? Drop a comment. I want to know who's out there.
I'm hunched over the nurse's station, the fluorescent lights buzzing like a trapped fly. It's 2:15 a.m., and St. Helena Medical Center's ICU is a tomb. Outside, the blizzard's been screaming for 3 days straight, piling snow against the windows until they're more ice than glass. The coffee in my mug is cold, bitter, but I sip it anyway. It's the only thing keeping me from curling up in the break room and pretending I'm anywhere but here. My name's Evelyn Hart, and I've been a night shift ICU nurse for 5 years. 5 years since everything went wrong. The patient log on my monitor pings. A soft chime that cuts through the silence. I glance at the screen, expecting the usual misses. Carter in bed 3 needs her drip adjusted, or Mr. Lopez in bed 7 is due for a vitals check. But my eyes freeze on the new entry. Bed 9. Derrick Wells. Pulse 72. BP 1170. My fingers hover over the keyboard. Coffee forgotten. Derrick Wells. The name hits like a punch to the gut. He's been dead since 2020. A ghost from the worst night of my life. I refresh the screen, muttering under my breath about the hospital's new software. It's been glitchy since they rolled it out last month. Charts vanishing. Meds logging twice. Just a bug, I tell myself. The screen reloads, and there he is again. Derrick Wells. Bed 9. My throat tightens. I can still see his face from that night, pale, eyes wide, lips moving like he was trying to tell me something before the alarms drowned him out. Before we lost him, I push back from the desk, my chair scraping louder than it should. The ICU stretches out before me, a maze of glass-walled rooms and humming machines. Bed 9 is at the far end, past the empty nurse's station and the supply closet that always smells like bleach. I don't want to look, but my feet move anyway, sneakers squeaking on the polished floor. The air feels heavier the closer I get, like the hospital's holding its breath. Outside, the wind howls, rattling the windows. Nobody else is here tonight, just me, the machines, and the storm. I stop at the glass door to bed 9. The room's dark, the bed a shadowed outline. Empty, like it's supposed to be. My hand hovers over the light switch, but I don't flip it. I don't need to see the bed to know it's empty. Derrick's gone. He's been gone. I turn to leave, but the monitor above the bed flickers. A green line spike, tracing a heartbeat 72 beats per minute, steady as a metronome. I blink, and it's gone. Flatline. Silence. My chest tightens, and I back away, heart pounding in my ears. It's the system, I tell myself. Just the damn system. But my fingers curl around the edge of my scrub pocket, and I can't shake the feeling that something's watching me. I glance at the security camera in the corner, its red light blinking like an unblinking eye. I'm alone, but I don't feel it. Not tonight. Back at the station, I pull up the log again. Derrick's name is still there, mocking me. I hit refresh 3 times. 4. 5. It doesn't budge. My hands are shaking now, and I spill coffee on my scrubs. The brown stain spreading like blood. I grab my phone, thinking to call it, but the signal's dead blizzard's probably knocked out the towers. Just me and the glitch, me and Derrick. I lean back, closing my eyes, and his face flashes behind my lids, his last moments. The way his hand gripped mine, weak but desperate. I was supposed to save him. I didn't. The clock ticks over to 2:18 a.m., and the log pings again. Bed. No patient assigned. Derrick's gone. For now, I don't sleep during my breaks anymore. Haven't for years. The break room's cot is lumpy, and every time I close my eyes, I see him, Derrick. His chest still. The monitor's screaming. So I stay at the station, charting Valentine's Day cards for the patients who don't exist. It's 1:30 me now, and I'm checking Mrs. Carter's IV in bed 3. But my mind's on bed 9. That glitch. That name. I finish with Mrs. Carter and head back down the hall. The ICU's too quiet. The kind of quiet that makes your skin crawl. The blizzard's muffled everything outside, but inside, it's just me and the hum of the vents. I pass bed 9 without looking, don't need to. I know it's empty, but as I sit at the station, my eyes drift to the monitor for that room. It's off. Dark, like it should be. I force myself to focus on the charts, but my fingers keep twitching toward the mouse. At 2:17 me. The log pings. I don't want to look, but I do. Bed 9. Derrick Wells. My breath catches, sharp and cold. I slam the refresh key, but he's still there. Pulse 72 BP. Washington 70. I shove the keyboard away and stand, my chair tipping over with a clatter. Enough. I'm checking that room myself. The hallway to bed 9 feels longer tonight. The light's dimmer. My reflection ghosts along the glass walls. Pale and hollow-eyed, I stop at the door, my hand on the handle. It's just a room. Evie. Just a glitch. I push inside, flicking on the light. The fluorescent buzzes, casting stark shadows. The bed's empty, crisp white sheets. No wrinkles. No sign of life. I let out a shaky laugh, feeling stupid. Then the heart monitor beeps. One sharp spike, then another. I freeze, staring at the screen. A green line dances 72 beats per minute. My mouth goes dry. I hit the reset button, but the line keeps moving. Steady. Alive. I back up, my hip bumping the bedside table. Something clinks. A glass vial rolls into view, norepinephrine, labeled for Derrick Wells. We stopped using that brand years ago. My hand shakes as I pick it up. It's cold, heavier than it should be. The monitor flatlines, the beep cutting off like a held breath. I drop the vial back on the table, my pulse hammering in my throat. I turn to leave, and that's when I see it on the bed. A faint dent in the mattress. Like someone just sat up. I stumble back, my shoulder hitting the doorframe. The room's empty, but the air feels thick, pressing against my skin. I run back to the station, my sneakers squeaking too loud. The log's clear now, bed 9. No patient assigned. I sink into the chair, staring at the vial in my hand. I don't remember picking it up. It's real. Solid. The label crinkling under my thumb. Derrick's name stares back at me. I shove it into my scrub pocket, my heart telling me to throw it away, but my hand won't let go. The camera's red light blinks above me, and for a second, I swear it's watching me. Not the room me. The ICU is a vacuum tonight, sucking up every sound except the hum of the vents and the distant wail of the blizzard outside. It's 3 a.m., and I'm back at the nurse's station, staring at the monitor like it's going to bite me. The log's clear now. Bed 9 shows no patient, just like it's supposed to, but my scrub pocket feels heavy. The norepinephrine vial pressing against my thigh like a secret I didn't ask to keep. I should have thrown it out. I don't know why I didn't. I try to focus on charting, but my eyes keep darting to the security monitors. Bed 9's screen is dark, like it should be, but I don't trust it. Not after that dent in the mattress. Not after the monitor's phantom heartbeat. I pull up the hospital database instead, fingers clumsy on the keyboard. I need to know if Derrick's file is still there, if there's some glitch I can explain away. I type his name, Derrick Wells, and hit search. The system spins for a second. Then, no records found. Of course not. His file was archived years ago. After the investigation. After we failed him. I lean back, rubbing my temples, when a low groan echoes down the hall. The fax machine in the corner of the ICU, a relic we barely use since everything went digital, is whirring to life. My stomach twists. I don't move at first, just listen as it hums, spits, and falls silent. The silence is worse. I force myself to stand, my legs like lead, and walk to the machine. A single sheet of paper sits in the tray, still warm, like it was touched by hands I can't see. I pick it up, and my breath catches. It's a patient chart, Derrick Wells, bed 9. Dated today, February 7th, 25. Pulse, 72. BP, 1170. The same vitals from the log. My hands shake as I scan the page. It's got everything: his allergies, his meds, even the notes I wrote 5 years ago in my sloppy handwriting. Patient reports chest pain. Remains stable. Stable. He wasn't stable. He was dying, and I didn't see it. I turn the paper over, looking for a glitch, a timestamp error. Anything. Nothing. Just his name, staring up at me like an accusation. I stumble back to the station, clutching the chart, and shove it into my locker next to my purse. The vial's still in my pocket. And now this. I slam the locker shut, the clang echoing too loud in the empty ICU. My reflection in the glass door looks wrong, too pale, eyes too wide, like I'm the ghost here. I check the time. 3:15 a.m. The log's still clear, but I don't believe it. I glance at the security camera above the station, its red light blinking steadily. It's just a camera. Evie, I tell myself, but it feels like it's watching me, waiting for me to slip up. I sink into my chair, the chart's warmth lingering in my hands, and wonder if I'm losing my mind, or if Derrick's trying to tell me something. I don't sleep during shifts anymore, but my body betrays me sometimes. I'm in the break room, slumped in a plastic chair, the fluorescent light flickering like a dying star. It's 4:30 a.m., and I've been fighting to stay awake since the fax machine incident. The chart's in my locker, the vial's in my pocket, and my head's pounding like someone's hammering nails into it. I close my eyes for just a second, promising myself I'll get up soon. Then I'm there again 5 years ago. Bed 9. The night we lost him. Derrick's face is pale, sweat slicked. His eyes locked on mine. The monitors are screaming, red lights flashing, but the team's a blur around me. Doctor Kessler barking orders. Nurses scrambling for the crash cart. I'm pushing epinephrine. My hand steady even as my heart races. Derrick's lips move, forming words I can't hear over the alarms. I lean closer, desperate, but the sound swallows him. His hand grips mine, weak, then still. The monitors flatline, and he's gone. I wake gasping, my hands clawing at the air. The break room's empty, the clock ticking over to 4:45 a.m. My face is wet tears, not sweat. I wipe them away. But the dream clings to me like damp clothes. Derrick's voice. Those words I missed, they're still out of reach. I stand, shaky, and head back to the station, the vial in my pocket bumping against my leg with every step. The ICU feels colder now, the air sharp in my lungs. I sit at the desk, staring at the blank log, but my mind's stuck in that dream. I was so close to hearing him. I remember the earbuds I wore that night. Stupid. A rookie mistake to block out the stress with music. I didn't hear him because I wasn't listening. The guilt twists in my chest, sharper than ever. Then I hear it a whisper, so faint I think it's the wind at first. "You stayed, Evie." My head snaps up, eyes scanning the empty hall. Nobody calls me Evie anymore. Not since Mom died when I was a kid. The voice came from nowhere. Everywhere. Like it's woven into the air. I check the security monitors. My hands trembling. Bed 9's screen is dark. But I swear I see a flicker. A shadow that shouldn't be there. I grab my stethoscope, looping it around my neck like armor, and head for bed 9. I don't know why, I just need to see it. To prove it's empty. The door's glass reflects my face. Hollow and scared. I push inside. The room lit only by the faint glow of the hallway. The bed's empty. Sheets untouched. But the air feels heavy. Like someone's breathing just out of sight. I stand there, listening, waiting for the whisper again. It doesn't come. But as I turn to leave, my foot brushes something on the floor, a crumpled piece of paper, half hidden under the bed. I don't pick it up. Not yet. My heart's screaming at me to run, but I know I'll be back. Derrick's not done with me. The ICU is a frozen wasteland tonight. The kind of cold that seeps into your bones and makes you question if you're still breathing. It's 2:00 a.m., and I'm at the nurse's station. My hands wrapped around a mug of coffee that's gone lukewarm. The vial of norepinephrine in my scrub pocket feels like a lead weight. And the faxed chart from Derrick Wells is burning a hole in my locker. I haven't touched that crumpled paper under bed 9, haven't had the guts to go back. My eyes keep flicking to the security monitors. A grid of black and white feeds showing empty rooms. Bed 9's screen is dark. Like it's supposed to be. But I don't trust it. Not after that whisper. Not after Evie. I'm charting vitals for Mr. Lopez in bed 7 when the monitor for bed 9 flickers on. Unprompted, my heart stutters. I lean closer, squinting at the grainy feed. The room looks empty, bedmate. Machines silent. But then, at the head of the bed, a shape moves. It's tall, thin, draped in white, like a patient gown caught in a draft. Its head tilts, facing the camera, and I swear it's looking right at me. No face, just a blur where one should be. My breath catches, sharp and loud in the silence. I shove my chair back, the screech echoing down the hall. My hands are shaking as I grab my flashlight, stupid. But it feels like a weapon. The ICU's lights flicker, casting long shadows that twist like fingers. I sprint to bed 9, my sneakers pounding the linoleum, the vial bouncing in my pocket. The door's glass reflects my face, wide-eyed and pale. Like I'm the one who's dead, I shove it open, flicking on the light. Nothing. The bed's pristine, no dent this time. The monitor's off, flatline. The air's so cold my teeth ache, and my flashlight beam trembles across the walls. I check the room under the bed, behind the curtain. Even the damn supply cabinet. Empty. My pulse is a drum in my ears, and I'm about to leave when I glance at the floor. That crumpled paper's still there, half hidden under the bed frame. I kneel, my fingers brushing the cold tile, and pick it up. It's a scrap of a chart, torn, with Derrick's name scrawled in ink that looks too fresh. My hands shake as I stuff it into my pocket with the vial. I back out, slamming the door behind me, and run to the station. The monitor's dark again, like nothing happened, but my skin's crawling, and I can't shake the feeling that the camera's red light is staring at me, not the room. I sink into my chair, clutching the paper and vial, and whisper to myself, "It's not real. Evie, it's not." But the whisper from earlier, "You stayed," Evie echoes in my head, and I'm not so sure anymore. It's 3:30 a.m., and the ICU feels like it's shrinking. The walls pressing in with every tick of the clock, the blizzard still raging outside, a white wall of snow against the windows, trapping me here with whatever's haunting bed 9. The crumpled paper and vial are in my locker now, locked away with that cursed fax chart. I don't want to touch them, but I can't throw them out either. They're proof of what? I don't know. That I'm losing it. That Derrick's not gone. I need answers. So I start asking questions. During a rare overlap with the day shift, I corner Jen, a nurse who was here 5 years ago. She's restocking IV bags, her blonde ponytail bouncing like she's got no cares in the world. "Hey, Jen," I say, keeping my voice casual. "You remember a patient named Derrick Wells? Bed 9. Back in 2020. Her hands freeze, just for a second. Then she laughs, too loud. "God, Evie, that was ages ago. Why are you digging up old ghosts?" She turns away, busying herself with the cart, but her shoulders are stiff. I try Dr. Kessler next, catching him in the hall before he leaves. He's the one who led the team that night, the one who signed off on Derrick's death. "Dr. Kessler, quick question, Derrick Wells. You remember anything about him?" His eyes narrow, and he adjusts his glasses. A tic he's had forever. Patient records don't stick with me. "Evelyn, you know that. Focus on the living." He brushes past me, his coat smelling of aftershave and something sharp, like antiseptic. By the time I get to Clara, the janitor, I'm desperate. She's mopping the cafeteria, her gray hair tucked under a cap. She's been here longer than any of us. Seen things nobody talks about. "Clara," I say, my voice low. "You were here when Derrick Wells died. Bed 9. You remember anything weird?" She stops mopping, her hands tight on the handle. Her eyes meet mine, sharp and knowing. "You're the only one who didn't run from that night," she says, her voice barely above a whisper. "Most folks pretend it didn't happen. But you stayed." She turns back to her mop, like she said too much. I head back to the ICU, my head spinning. Nobody wants to talk about Derrick. Like he's a curse they're afraid to invoke. The hall's empty now, the lights dimmer than they should be. I sit at the station, staring at the security monitors, but I don't check Bed 9's feed. I can't. My hand drifts to my locker, where his chart, his vial, his note wait like evidence of a crime I didn't commit. Clara's words stick with me. "You stayed," and I wonder if that's why he's here, why he's picking me. The clock ticks closer to 2:17 a.m., and my stomach knots. I know what's coming, and I'm not ready. The ICU is a cage tonight, its walls closing in with every gust of the blizzard outside. It's 1:45 a.m., and I'm at the nurse's station, my hands trembling as I try to chart vitals for Mrs. Carter in bed 3. The locker behind me feels like it's staring, holding Derrick's vial, his faxed chart, and that torn scrap of paper I found under bed 9. Clara's words, "You stayed," keep looping in my head, tangled with that whisper from last night. "Evie." Nobody's called me that since I was a kid, since Mom used to tuck me in. I shake it off. but the air feels thick, like I'm breathing someone else's breath. I need to restock the med cart before the 2 a.m. rounds, so I grab my keys and open it. The drawers are organized syringes, gauze, vials, all in their place, but something's off. Tucked between 2 packs of saline bags is a folded piece of paper, yellowed like it's been handled too many times. My heart thuds as I pick it up, the edges crinkling under my fingers. I unfold it, and my breath stops. It's Derrick's handwriting. I'd know it anywhere. Those jagged loops from his chart 5 years ago. The note says, "You're the only one who stayed. I see you." My knees buckle, and I grip the cart to stay upright. The words burn into me. Simple but heavy. Like a confession I wasn't meant to hear. I check the cart's lock. It was secure. Always is. Nobody's been in here but me. My eyes dart to the security camera above, its red light blinking like a pulse. I shove the note into my pocket, next to the vial, and slam the drawer shut. The clang echoes, too loud, and I wince, half expecting the monitors to start beeping. I can't focus on the cart anymore. My hands are shaking too bad, and the note feels like it's burning through my scrubs. I stumble to the break room sink, the one with the chipped faucet that drips no matter how tight you turn it. I pull out the note, ready to burn it, to make it go away. I flick my lighter kept for the rare cigarette. I sneak outside and hold the flame to the corner. The paper catches, curling black, but the smoke doesn't smell like paper. It's sharp, like antiseptic, mixed with something sour, metallic, blood. I drop the note into the sink, letting it smolder, and scrub my hands until they're raw. The smell lingers, clinging to my skin. Back at the station, the clock ticks closer to 2:17 a.m. I don't check the log. I know what it'll say. Instead, I stare at the security monitors, avoiding Bed 9's feed. My pocket's heavy with the vial, and I can still feel the weight of those words. I see you. I don't know what Derrick wants, but I'm starting to think he's not just a glitch. He's here, and he's watching me. It's 2:30 a.m., and I'm forcing myself to do rounds. Anything to keep moving. The ICU's lights are dim, flickering like they're as tired as I am. The blizzard's still howling, rattling the windows like it wants in. My pocket's empty now. I lock the vial and that torn chart scrap in my locker, but I can still feel their weight. I'm delivering meds to Mr. Lopez in bed 7, double-checking his IV drip, when I hear it, a faint beep, like a heart monitor waking up. It's coming from bed 9. I freeze, syringe in hand, and tell myself it's nothing, just the wind, or my head playing tricks. But I know better. I finish with Mr. Lopez and head for the main stairwell to grab more saline from the supply room downstairs. The hall feels wrong tonight. Longer, the walls closer. I push open the stairwell door, expecting the familiar concrete steps to the lobby. Instead, the air turns cold, damp, and the stairs descend into darkness, not the bright splotch I know. My flashlight beam catches faded posters on the walls, hand-washing protocols, CPR charts, stuff from decades ago. This isn't right. I've taken these stairs 1,000 times. I step down, my sneakers echoing too loud, like the sounds bouncing off something that shouldn't be there. The beeping's louder now, steady, matching the rhythm I heard from bed 9 last night, 72 beats per minute. My chest tightens, but I keep going, one hand on the railing, cold and slick under my palm. The stairs end at a door I don't recognize, rusted, with a sign that says basement, authorized personnel only. The lobby's supposed to be up here, not this. I push the door, and it creaks open into a hallway lined with flickering fluorescent tubes. The air smells like mold and old bandages, and that beeping's everywhere now, echoing off the walls. I follow it, my flashlight shaking, until I reach a dead end, a stack of dusty boxes. Old charts spilling out. One catches my eye. Wells. Derrick. My hands tremble as I touch it, but I don't open it. The beeping stops, sudden, like a heart giving out. The silence is worse. I turn to run back, but the door's farther than it should be. The hallway stretching like a bad dream. My flashlight flickers, and for a second, I swear I see a shadow at the edge of the beam, tall, thin, standing too still. I bolt, slamming through the door and up the stairs, my breath ragged. When I burst out, I'm back in the ICU hall, the familiar glass walls gleaming under the lights. The stairwell door clicks shut behind me, and I don't look back. I check the clock. 2:45 a.m. My hands are empty, but I feel like I left something down there or brought something back. It's 2:17 a.m., and the ICU is a frozen void, the blizzard's howl seeping through the walls like a warning. I'm at the nurse's station, my hands clenched around a pen, trying not to look at the patient log. I know what it'll say. Derrick Wells. Bed. Like every night this week, my locker's stuffed with his relics. The norepinephrine vial, the faxed chart, that torn scrap with his name. The burned note's ashes are still in the break room sink. The smell of antiseptic and blood lingering in my nose. I'm not checking the log tonight. I can't. But the monitor above bed 9 hums to life, unprompted, the green line spiking 72 beats per minute. Just like before. My stomach lurches, and I'm on my feet before I can stop myself. Drawn to the room like a moth to a flame. The hallway stretches, the lights flickering red, not white, like the emergency strobes from 5 years ago. My sneakers squeak, too loud, and the air grows thick, heavy with the tang of antiseptic and panic. I push open bed 9's door, and the room isn't right. It's not the sterile ICU. I know it's that night. 2020, the night we lost him. The lights are crimson, pulsing like a heartbeat. The crash cart's in the corner, half open, syringes scattered. Derrick's there, on the bed, his face pale, sweat slick, eyes locked on mine. The monitors scream. Alarms. I still hear in my nightmares. I'm back in that moment, my hands on his chest, pumping, counting compressions. Stay with me. Derrick, I shout, but my voice is swallowed by the chaos. Dr. Kessler's supposed to be here. The team's supposed to be here, but it's just me, alone, trying to save him. His lips move, forming words I can't hear over the alarms. I lean closer, my hands slipping in sweat, but the monitor's flatline. The sound cutting through me like a blade. His eyes go dull, his hand limp in mine. The room snaps back white lights. Empty bed, silent machines. I'm on my knees, sobbing, my hands pressed to the cold tile. The monitor's dark now, no trace of the vitals, but the bed's sheets are wrinkled, like someone was just there. My chest aches, and I can't tell if it's guilt or something else, something watching me. I stumble back to the station, tears blurring my vision. The log's clear. Bed 9, empty. But I don't believe it. I check the security camera feed, my hands shaking. The screen's blank, but the red light above blinks slower, like it's mocking me. I don't know what's real anymore, but I know one thing. Derrick's not letting me go. It's 4:00 a.m., and I'm hiding in the break room. the fluorescent light buzzing like a swarm of bees. I haven't slept in days. Not really. The dream, no. The vision of Derrick in bed 9 is still clawing at me. His silent words looping in my head. I'm clutching a cold coffee. My hands raw from scrubbing away the phantom smell of that burned note. The ICU's too quiet. The blizzard outside a constant roar, like it's trying to drown out what I know is coming. I close my eyes, and it hits me a memory, sharp as a scalpel. That night, 5 years ago, I was wearing earbuds. Stupid, reckless, but I was new, overwhelmed, drowning out the stress with some playlist I don't even remember. Derrick was dying, his lips moving, and I didn't hear him because I was too busy blocking out the world. The guilt's been there ever since. A weight I carry in every night shift, every chart, every beep of a monitor. The intercom crackled, yanking me back. It wasn't your fault. Evie. The voice is low, rough, unmistakably his. My coffee mug slips, shattering on the floor. Brown liquid pooling like blood. I rip off my stethoscope, my hands shaking, and scan the room empty. Just the flickering light in the cot I can't sleep on. The intercom's silent now, but his voice echoes in my skull. That nickname no one's used since I was 10. Since Mom's voice faded from my life, I stumble to the nurse's station, my heart pounding so hard I can feel it in my throat. The security monitors are dark, but I don't trust them. I check the log. Bed 9's empty, like it's taunting me. My locker's behind me, and I can feel the vial, the chart, the scrap pulling at me, like they're alive. I grab my flashlight and head for bed 9, my legs moving on their own. I need to face it, to prove it's just my head, just the PTSD doctor. Kessler warned me about. The room's cold, the air heavy, like it's waiting. The bed's empty, but the sheets are still wrinkled from whatever happened earlier. I stand there, my flashlight beam shaking, and whisper, "Derrick, what do you want?" The silence is deafening, but then I hear a faint rustle, like fabric moving. My beam catches the curtain by the bed, swaying just enough to make my skin crawl. I don't move closer. I can't, but I know he's here, and he's not done with me yet. It's 4:30 a.m., and the ICU feels like it's holding its breath, the silence thicker than the snow piling up outside. The blizzard's relentless, a white wall against the windows, trapping me in this hospital with Derrick's voice still ringing in my ears. It wasn't your fault. Evie. My hands are still shaking from the shattered coffee mug. The brown stain on the break room floor like a wound I can't clean. I'm at the nurse's station, staring at the blank patient log. But I can't shake the feeling that bed 9 is waiting for me. The vial, the chart, the torn scrap, they're all in my locker. Heavy as guilt. And I know I can't ignore them anymore. I need answers. Something real to hold on to before I lose it completely. Clara's words, "You stayed," and the way everyone dodges Derrick's name make me think there's more to that night 5 years ago. The hospital keeps old paper charts in the basement, in a storage room nobody bothers with since we went digital. I grab my flashlight and head for the stairwell, the one that led me to that wrong hallway last night. My heart's pounding, but I force my feet to move. The ICU's fluorescent lights flickering behind me like they're warning me to turn back. The basement door creaks open, the air damp and sour, like wet bandages left too long. My flashlight beam cuts through the dark, illuminating rows of sagging boxes, their labels faded but legible. Patient records. 2018-20. I sift through them, my hands trembling, until I find one marked Wells. Derrick. It's heavier than it should be. The cardboard damp under my fingers. Inside, there's a sealed envelope, taped shut, with confidential scrawled in red ink. I tear it open, my breath shallow. It's a report, dated the day Derrick died. The words swim in my vision. Medication error, incorrect dosage, norepinephrine overdose. My stomach twists. It wasn't just a bad night, it was a mistake. 1, Dr. Kessler signed off on. 1. The Team Barry. My name's not on it, but I was there, pushing the syringe, following orders. I should have questioned the dose. I should have known. The paper slips from my hands, fluttering to the floor, and the beeping starts again faint. Steady, 72 beats per minute, echoing from somewhere deeper in the basement. I grab the report and run, the door slamming behind me. But the sound follows, like Derrick's heartbeat chasing me up the stairs. Back in the ICU, I shove the report into my locker, my hands slick with sweat. The clock says 5:00 a.m., but time feels wrong, like the hospital's stuck in that night 5 years ago. I don't check Bed 9's monitor. I don't need to. He's here, and he knows what I know now. It's 5:30 a.m., and I'm in the staff bathroom, splashing cold water on my face to stay awake. The ICU's quiet, but it's the kind of quiet that screams, the kind that makes you jump at your own shadow. The report's in my locker. Its words burned into my brain. Overdose. Cover up. My fault. I can't face Bed 9. Not yet. But I can't stay away either. Derrick's voice, his handwriting, his heartbeat, they're pulling me apart. Piece by piece. The mirror above the sink is smudged, reflecting a version of me I barely recognize, pale. Eyes sunken, hair limp under my cap. I lean closer, gripping the sink, and that's when I see it. My reflection moves, but I don't. It's me, but not me, eyes black as voids. Scrubs soaked in blood, dripping onto the floor. You let him die, it says. Its voice mine but wrong, sharp like broken glass. I stumble back, my hip hitting the wall, but the thing in the mirror doesn't move. It smiles, a slow, cruel twist of my lips, and raises a hand, blood streaming down its arm. I blink, and it's gone, just me, shaking, my hands clean but feeling wet, sticky. I scrub them under the faucet, the water scalding, but the feeling won't go away. My reflection's normal now, but I don't trust it. I dry my hands, the paper towel rough against my raw skin, and stumble back to the ICU. The hall's too long, the lights too dim, and I swear I hear that beeping again, faint but steady, from Bed 9. At the nurse's station, I check the log empty. No Derrick. No Bed 9. But my locker's behind me, and I can feel the report, the vial, the scrap, all waiting like evidence of a crime I didn't mean to commit. I glance at the security camera, its red light blinking slower, like it's studying me. The bathroom's down the hall, but I don't look back. I can't. Whatever's in that mirror knows what I did, and it's not done with me yet. It's 6:00 a.m., and the ICU feels like a crypt. The blizzard's howl clawing at the windows like it wants to bury us all. I'm slumped at the nurse's station, my hands raw from scrubbing away the phantom blood that thing in the mirror left on my skin. My locker's a vault of secrets. Derrick's norepinephrine vial, the faxed chart, the torn scrap, the damning report about his death. They're anchors, dragging me back to that night 5 years ago, and I'm drowning in them. The clock's ticking toward the end of my shift, but leaving feels like abandoning him. Again, I close my eyes, and Derrick's face floods in, not the pale, dying man from my nightmares, but the one I knew before the end. He was my last real patient. The last one I let myself care for. After rounds, when the ICU was quiet, I'd sit by bed 9, reading him poems from a battered copy of Robert Frost I kept in my locker. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, he'd smile, weak but warm, and tell me about hiking the Rockies with his dog, Rusty. Before the cancer took his strength, I'd hold his hand when the pain hit, his fingers cold but clinging, and he'd call me his night angel. I laughed it off, but it stitched us together, a thread I didn't know would hold this long. His death broke me. The alarms, the chaos, my failure. It was the last time I let myself get close. I chose night shifts to hide, to punish myself, to keep everyone else at arm's length. But now, with his voice in my head, Evie and his name on the log every night, I wonder if I tethered him to me. Did my caring keep him here, trapped in this hospital with me? The thought twists my chest. Guilt and love knotted together. I grip my stethoscope, its weight grounding me, and glance at bed 9's dark monitor. It's empty, but I feel him, a presence heavier than the storm outside. I stand, my legs shaky, and head down the hall. The air's thick with antiseptic and something else regret. Maybe I don't enter bed 9. Not yet, but I whisper his name under my breath, like a prayer I don't deserve to say. It's 2:17 a.m. the next night, and the ICU is a frozen maze. The blizzards roar, a constant reminder. I'm trapped. I haven't slept in days. Just stolen moments in the break room before Derrick's face wakes me. The patient log pings, and I don't need to look to know it's him. Bed 9, Derrick Wells. Pulse 72, BP 110/70. My hands tremble as I refresh the screen, but he's still there, as real as the guilt in my bones. I'm done calling it a glitch. It's Derrick, and he's reaching for me. I'm charting, my pen scratching too loud in the silence. When the fax machine groans awake, my heart stopped, a cold fist in my chest. The machine's in the corner, a dinosaur we haven't used in years, but it's spitting out a single sheet, warm as a living thing. I grab it, my fingers shaking, and read, I'm ready now. You don't have to stay. Derrick's handwriting, those jagged loops, unmistakable from his old chart, cuts through me. It's not a plea or a threat, it's a goodbye, and it terrifies me more than anything else. I shove the note into my pocket, next to the vial I can't let go of. The ICU's lights flicker, shadows dancing like ghosts on the walls. My legs move before I can stop them, carrying me to bed 9. The glass door reflects my face, pale, eyes wide, like I'm already dead. I don't want to go in, but the note feels like a summons, a final call I can't ignore. I push the door open, and the room's dark. The air so cold it burns my lungs. The bed's empty, sheets crisp, but the monitor flickers. A faint green line tracing a heartbeat 72 beats per minute. Derrick, I whisper, my voice cracking. What do you need? The curtain by the bed sways, slow and deliberate, like someone's brushing past it. My flashlight beam catches nothing, but the air shifts, heavy with a presence I can't see. I clutch the note, its edges biting my palm, and back out, slamming the door. The lock clicks, but it feels useless. He's here, and he's ready, but I'm not. I stumble back to the station, the note burning in my pocket. And I know this isn't over. Not yet. It's 2:30 a.m., and the ICU is a frozen prison. the blizzard's howl rattling the windows like a warning I can't ignore. The fax note I'm ready now. You don't have to stay burns in my pocket. Its words a weight heavier than the norepinephrine vial. The torn chart, or the damning report locked in my locker. I'm at the nurse's station. My hands trembling. The patient log glowing with Derrick's name in bed 9. Pulse. 72. BP. A lefty 70. I don't refresh the screen anymore. It's him. And he's calling me. I can't avoid bed 9 any longer. The hallway feels like it's stretching. The fluorescent lights dimming as I walk. My sneakers squeaking on the linoleum. The air's thick with antiseptic and something sweeter. Like the flowers we used to put by Derrick's bed. My stethoscope swings against my chest. A lifeline I don't trust. The glass door to bed 9 reflects my face pale. Eyes hollow. Like I'm already a ghost. I push it open. And the room shifts. It's not the ICU anymore. The light's warm. Golden. Like the hospital 5 years ago. Before everything went wrong. The bed's made. But not empty Derrick's there. Not the dying man from my nightmares. But the one I read poetry to. His eyes bright. His smile soft. The monitors are quiet. No alarm. Just a steady hum. Evie, he says. His voice low. Warm. Like he's been waiting. Thank you. My throat tightens. And I step closer. My hand reaching out on its own. His fingers are warm. Real. Not the cold grip I remember from that night. I touch him. And the room trembles. The monitors flickering. Then going dark. The air shifts, cold again, and the golden light fades to the ICU's harsh fluorescence. The bed's empty, sheets wrinkled like he was just there, my hands still outstretched, trembling, and I can still feel his warmth on my fingertips. The note in my pocket feels lighter, like it's dissolving, but I don't check. I back out, the door clicking shut behind me, and stumble to the station. The log's blank now, bed 9. No patient, but I know he was here. I felt him, and I'm not sure what I just let go of or what let go of me. It's 4:00 a.m., and I'm curled up in the break room. My face wet with tears, I didn't realize I was crying. The ICU's quiet. The blizzard's roar softer now, like it's finally tired. My locker's still full of Derrick's relics, the vial, the chart, the report, but they don't feel like chains anymore. Touching him in bed 9, hearing his voice, seeing his smile, it changed something. My chest feels lighter, like I've been carrying a stone for 5 years and it's finally crumbled. I don't remember walking to the nurse's station, but I'm here, staring at the patient log. Bed 9 is blank, no trace of Derrick Wells. No pulse. No BP. I check the security monitor, half expecting that shadowy figure, but it's dark, silent. The red light on the camera blinks steadily, not mocking me anymore. I open my locker, pulling out the vial, the chart, the torn scrap, the report. They're just objects now, glass, paper, ink, not hauntings. I set them on the desk, my hands steady for the first time in days. I close my eyes, and there's no nightmare waiting, no alarms, no dying Derrick, just a quiet memory of his smile, his hand in mine. Thank you, he'd said, and I feel it now, absolution. Not just from him, but from myself. I've been punishing myself for 5 years, hiding in night shifts, running from the mistake I didn't make alone. But I stayed, and maybe that was enough. I walked to the break room window, the blizzard's snow swirling outside, catching the dawn's first light. My shift's almost over, and for the first time, I want to see the morning. I don't know if Derrick's gone for good, but I know I'm ready to let him go. I whisper, "Rest easy." And the words feel like a release, like I'm finally free. It's 6:00 a.m., and the ICU is quieter than it's ever been. The silence soft, not suffocating. The blizzard outside has softened too, its howl now a low murmur, like it's finally ready to let go. I'm at the nurse's station, my shift almost over, my hand steady for the first time in days. The patient log glows on the screen, and bed 9 is blank, no Derrick Wells. No phantom vitals. No pulse of 72. My locker's still full of his relics, the vial. The chart. The torn scrap. The report, but they don't pull at me anymore. They're just things now, not hauntings. I stand and stretch, my joints aching from too many nights curled up in fear. The memory of Derrick in bed 9 last night, his warm hand, his smile, his thank you. Evie sits in my chest, not heavy but light, like a breath I didn't know I was holding. I walk to the break room, the fluorescent lights steady for once. No flickering. The coffee pot's empty, but I don't need it. I feel awake, really awake. For the first time in 5 years, I step to the window, the glass cold against my fingertips. The snow's still falling, but it's gentler now, catching the dawn's pink glow. The hospital feels different still, but not empty. The monitors hum softly, the vents whisper, and the security camera's red light blinks without judgment. I check the log one last time, just to be sure. Bed 9. No patient assigned. No glitches. No faxes. No shadows. I open my locker and pull out the vial. The chart. The scrap. The report. I set them on the desk, and they don't scare me anymore. I'll turn them over to admin later. Let them deal with the truth about Derrick's death. It's not my burden to carry alone. I grab my coat and step outside, the cold biting but clean, the snow crunching under my boots. The storm's breaking, and the horizon's clear, a sliver of sunlight cutting through the clouds. I think of Derrick, his poems, his dog Rusty, his hand in mine, and I smile, tears freezing on my cheeks. "Rest easy, Derrick," I whisper, my breath clouding in the air. The words feel final, like closing a book I've been reading too long. I walk toward my car, the hospital looming behind me, but it doesn't feel like a cage anymore. For the first time in 5 years, I'm ready to face the morning, not just today, but every day after. Derrick's gone, and so is the weight I've carried. I'm free, and I think he is too.